that's only my take, James. That's just my take. If we want all the takes, we need to go to Mr. Pat Egan.
Hello.
Hi, Pat.
How you guys doing?
Great.
That's good. By the way, Kurt Schilling, good heart? I don't know. Well, whatever. We don't do facts on the show. Are you guys scared of bridges ever? You ever go over a bridge and you get a little worried, a little terrified?
Is it the Chesapeake Bay one that's like 13 miles?
Yes.
Sometimes I don't get scared, but sometimes I get the urge to drive the car into the rails.
Well, I mean, specifically after Eagles games, I have the same urge.
I'll tell you what. I was doing a string a long time ago where I was working overnights at the Daily News, sleeping for a couple hours, landscaping, and then coaching basketball. Like, I wasn't sleeping at all. So I was driving home at like 5 in the morning in the dark and going over the bridge, and I started like almost hallucinating. Ever since then, I always make sure I have a real clear mind when I'm going over a bridge. So I know what you're saying.
Yeah, the Platte Bridge, for whatever reason, for me, terrifying.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know why. I'm not a bridge guy, but if you weren't
you ever
scared
jump off a bridge? Not in like a
not on purpose.
I mean, maybe Sunday at around 7:20, I will be after the Eagles. No, I'm scared of heights.
All right.
So I'm what you'd refer to, Jamie, as a bitch. That was it. Okay. Well, if you weren't scared of bridges before, watching the video that we put on our Twitter account at 975 Mornings, that's probably going to change your mind. So the video is of a closed Verrazano Bridge that is swaying back and forth from the wind.
I saw this.
You can hear the steel beams moving. It's absolutely terrifying. You can find the video at our Twitter account at 975 Mornings. It's worth listening to. It's worth watching for sure. But if you're terrified of bridges, this will make you never want to go on a bridge again.
That's another one. Verrazano Bridge gets to me before I saw this video. I don't like that bridge. I've been over that a few times.
Well, that's the one Governor Cuomo wanted to rename the Cuomo Bridge.
Right.
That's adorable.
So,
I mean, hey, shoot your shot, right? Might as well try.
You know, airplanes, their wings are supposed, when you're flying and you hit turbulence, their wings are supposed to move with the turbulence so that that's what keeps the equilibrium.
Designed
I guess,
thing.
But to this extreme?
I mean, there were tornadoes.
Have you watched this video?
This video's bad.
Oh, my God, dude. I don't know how these guys stood on this bridge and took this video.
Well, and that's what's the terrifying part to me is the fact that they're sitting there and they're fine with it, which means that they've dealt with this before.
Yeah, they know that everything's fine.
They hope.
You know who's got the biggest balls in the city? The guys that climb the bridges in town and just like walk up to the top. Like it's nothing. And
well, in that 2001 run by the Sixers, Pat Croce, I don't know if you remember that. I think he said he
bungee jumped off a water tower.
But he also walked up the Walt Whitman Bridge all the way to the top.
Up there or something.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I climbed to the top of the Sydney Harbor in Australia Bridge.
Right.
And that was incredible. But when you come up, cars are like you're coming up in between two lanes of traffic. So you have like cars whizzing by you, and you're cabled into a safety protocol or whatever. But once you get up there, you can see the Blue Mountains 50 plus miles away. You can see all of Sydney. It was incredible. But man, I couldn't work on a bridge.
Looking down at water gets to me more than looking down on people for some reason.
Really?
Yeah,
I feel like I have a chance with water.
No, somebody will catch you.
As you should.
You have no chance with people in concrete.
No.
Yeah, no, like if you jump off a building but you're yelling while you're falling down, like, hey, I'm coming.
Somebody catch me.
Yeah, somebody will catch you.
Throw me a hand.
Water, not so much.
No. Yeah.
There's a, I'm not even going to bring that up. Yesterday, we'll just move
Good self-editing, Pat.
Yeah,
we're moving on.
I'll tell you off air. It's a buzzkill of a story. Yesterday, we told you about the old Lions coach, Matt Patricia. Today, we'll tell you about their new coach, Darrell Bevell, who he addressed the media on Monday, and he probably managed to do something that historically most Lions coaches do, ruin special moments. On the Zoom call, the conversation somehow got to what he was doing over the weekend, in which probably when he found out, that he was going to be the head coach. He said, quote, on Saturday, I was with my family, my wife, my 3 daughters, and then my 2, I guess, future son-in-laws now. They both wanted to talk to me this past weekend. The 2 guys asked me for permission. They haven't officially asked them yet, so that's where that was. It was just a permission to ask a question. So I don't know when that's coming. So at this point, the Detroit version of Jeff McClain tried to get to the bottom of this, and this is what it sounded like.
So this happens on the same weekend that 2 men asked you for your daughter's hands in marriage. Is that how we're understanding it correctly?
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, they 2 of them. I got 2 older daughters, and it both happened. And a kind of funny story. So my middle daughter, and so when she came up here, she's like, I haven't got enough hitting in. I want to go hit. So we went out and hit, and one of them took a softball off the eye. So he asked me while we were in the emergency room, getting him stitched up, if you can believe it.
So, just to be clear, Darrell Bevell ruined not just one proposal, but 2 proposals. But he's a football guy, and he doesn't give a rat's ass. He's on the Bears.
I just looked up Morgan Bevel's profile.
So wait, his daughter goes to BYU and she's getting engaged.
She
How about that?
is a senior.
Is it her only engagement?
Well,
I tease.
BYU.
I tease because I love.
No, but
younger.
Oh, yeah.
The self-awareness of, like, dude, it's Zoom. It's not private.
Yeah.
You literally just, like,
Who the hell wants
you
to hear that?
ruined the proposal of both your daughters?
That's not a bad place to do it while she's in the emergency room.
No, the
But wait a second.
The
The
boyfriend
boyfriend
was in the emergency room.
So
he's getting stitched up,
Okay.
and while he's getting stitched up, he's asking Bevel,
It's
hey,
not bad. If she's not there, it's a good place
Wait,
to
he
do
didn't.
it.
You don't know he ruined anything. Is that what you're saying?
if little Pat Egan in Philadelphia knows about it, I'm sure they found out about it.
No, but maybe they asked for hand in marriage and did it later on that
No,
day.
he said that they hadn't asked yet.
Oh, I didn't hear that
Thank
part
you
of
for
it.
following the story. Bob.
No, it's because. Wow.
Well, Bevel's an idiot.
I have
That's not
reason-
just one take. We'll get all the takes. Come on. All right. We have an update, and it's a sad one. There's nothing better than seeing your young love blossom. But the universe needs to even itself out. So when one relationship is starting, another needs to end. And this story, which is an update.
It's like the circle of life.
Yeah, exactly. This story has all of that. Malik Beasley's wife will be filing for divorce after Malik was...
No way.
Yeah, after Malik was pictured with Scotty Pippen's ex-wife.
Of course I do an almonds. It breaks my heart. It's gonna make me very sad, but it's no problem. I'm gonna make a very good price for you.
Yeah, unfortunately for the future ex-wife, she was not located in Missouri or Illinois, so she couldn't get the Stone Cold Killer, Joe Cordell. She'll have to deal with a second-rate divorce lawyer. But yeah, apparently she didn't take too kindly to seeing her husband with another chick.
But that's okay.
Because she's going to get a sweet check out of things and will be able to go find herself a new man, a faithful man, and maybe most importantly, a man who doesn't play for the trash Timberwolves.
Wow.
You think money just cures all hurt, don't you?
I think money can get you a lot of things.
He was
Maybe
paying
not happiness.
one of the baby mama's bills and her mother's bills on the side.
So he's the hero in this.
Yeah, I mean, he's giving back to the community. I don't think he should be shamed.
You know
for it.
what? I apologize.
He's supporting his community.
No, you're right. I mean, and for all we know, him and Pippen, what was her name? Larsa Pippen?
Larsa.
For all we know, they were just going to Spencer Gifts.
This is not the first time she's been dragging the family name around. Infidelity.
Well, but because it's, this day and age and because it's 2020, all of a sudden, after kind of shaming the relationship, the internet has to come full circle, and now it's the defense tour of Larsa Pippen of, she can do what she wants. It's like, well, she can. I just feel bad for her son.
Well, then the internet can also do what they want.
It's just, I don't know
I
if
mean,
it's the
besides
best.
Being
There's
vulgar and
that.
shaming. But
Yeah, I just feel bad for Scotty Pippen Jr.
Yeah, that sucks. Because I don't think he's got a shot at the league. But, if he did and he's playing against Malik one day, it's just
Well,
weird.
somebody tweeted, thank God that there are no fans in the stands this year, because could you imagine away games for Scotty Pippen Jr.?
Yeah, that'd be rough.
It would be rough. I mean, it'd be a lot of your mom jokes. And, those are funny.
Your mom, she's right here.
All right, so LeBron James has extended his stay in L.A., just like Anthony Davis did an hour ago, maybe?
Yeah, it was nice of him to make that decision, wasn't it?
Yeah, now, for whatever reason, the future Hall of Famer enjoyed, I guess, the weather, the glitz and glamour, and all that, and doesn't feel like testing free agency, even though I'm fairly certain he would fetch a max contract on the open market.
You think?
Now, here's where it gets interesting. LeBron is signed until Bronny, his son, leaves high school. The NBA at that point might allow high schoolers back into the league, so there's a real chance that LeBron James could wait to see who his son gets drafted by and sign with that team. And my question is, if all of this plays out, if Bronny's allowed to enter the draft, LeBron's contract, ends up, and he ends up signing with a team, do you think there's going to be a large-scale dumping by multiple teams in order to secure the services of not just Bronny, but LeBron as well?
I mean, he'll be what, 37, 38?
What's
by then?
Bronny now? Bronny's only a sophomore, right?
Bronny's, I think, 16. Because it was a 2-year deal. It was a 2-year extension.
So LeBron right now is 35. He'll be 36 at the end of this month. So he'll be 38 going on 39 by that point. As great as he is, and he might be tied for the greatest player ever, I don't think you can throw it all in for a 39-year-old.
Is he the only one that beats Father Time?
I mean, Bob, you said it many times. It's such a good point. He's had the longest prime.
He's a freak.
Anyone we've ever seen. So
I mean, he
what
puts
gives
$1
you the
million
odds?
into his body in the offseason.
Do you think in 2 years he's going to slow down?
A lot of that is wine.
Yes, I think he'll
naturally you
slow
have
down.
to.
I don't know if he's carried you to a title awesome, because you'd have to tank, in theory, to a top 10 pick to get Bronny, most likely, even though he's not as good as people are going to expect him to be.
Hypothetically.
So it's not. I don't think it's worth throwing it all away for 1 to 2 years of LeBron with Bronny James, who's probably not going to be that great.
Yeah, and that's, we don't know that. He might be great.
He might be, but
like,
he's not his father.
If the sweepstakes is draft Bronny number 1, who hypothetically might not be the best player in the draft. Let's say he's middle teens. But if the sweepstakes is Bronny at number 1, and that'll get you LeBron, and everybody knows it's a bad-kept secret, you could end up seeing large-scale dumping. Is my
Maybe, but age 39 LeBron, I don't know if it's worth punting on a season.
Yeah, and unless you're just doing it as a marketing ploy, like say you're the Charlotte Hornets or you're somebody like that, maybe you do it. Yeah,
but I don't want the Sixers doing that.
See Michael Jordan doing it, so you can get Bronny and Bron in there at the same time
with LaMelo.
Yeah.
All right. Now, yesterday, the Athletics' Jovan Bua, I think I'm saying that name right, put out a story that I think
have no idea.
Many Sixers fans might find interesting. The piece, which is worth your time, lays out what went wrong with the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers signed Kawhi Leonard and traded for Paul George, and many thought they were the favorite to win the NBA championship. But that unraveled, and the Athletic piece lays out some of the concerns. Mainly, that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George were given preferential treatment. Egregious preferential treatment at that. They were allowed to decide when the team would practice. When they themselves would play, they would speak to the media 45 minutes after the game. So by that point, the media had already spoken to guys like Lou Williams and Patrick Beverley. That kind of stuff rubbed guys like Beverley and Williams the wrong way. There also wasn't a real leader on the team. The leaders in the previous year were Williams and Beverley, but when the team made that move to Kawhi and George, it made things a bit awkward in the locker room because neither players are natural-born leaders. Apparently, Kawhi tried, but it was, few and far between. He just never developed into that needed role. George flat out pissed teammates off. They thought he was fake. He made them look bad when he did talk to the media. And he came in with a sense of arrogance, but the returning Clippers said, yeah, but what have you done in the playoffs? Playoff P was born. Guess they never heard of him. I bring all of this up because if you read the book Tanking to the Top about the Sixers tank job, you'll notice a trend with Brett Brown and his regime. Holding superstars accountable wasn't his thing. He gave preferential treatment to guys that frankly didn't deserve it, like Nerlens Noel. There was a lack of accountability. He failed to discipline. And it seems like that's what went wrong with Rivers in LA last year. So while we're all excited about Doc Rivers because he's a name and he has a ring, and look, I'm there too, does what happened in LA last year worry you at all?
Yes.
Or to rephrase it, the lack of accountability, will it continue, but instead of Brett, will it be Glenn Robinson?
It gives me a lot of concern because
Glenn Rivers.
Glenn Rivers, yeah.
It's not like he's getting 2 new guys who are new to an organization for the first time. He's inheriting 2 guys that already have the keys to the castle. So that's tougher to rein in than new guys coming in who are more established NBA superstars.
Yeah, I'll go the other way. I'll say no, he will hold them accountable. I think Doc knows. Look, there you had veterans, as you said, like Lou Williams, all those guys, Paul George. They've been in the league a long time. Kawhi Leonard, they've been around a long time. I think he comes in and he kind of stepped back a little bit. No, I think now you come in here and you know that part of the problem is that Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid have been, have been given too much gratuity. So
yeah, I don't think it's going to prevent them from being good. I just don't think as much is going to change as maybe people thought.
I hope to God it does because it's an overwhelming feeling that it has to.
Yeah, I hope, but reading the piece, I was a little concerned.
Yeah, it's a little concerning. I'm not freaking out, but it's concerning.
Freaking out, man. All right, birthdays today. A member of the 1980 Miracle.
By the way, you missed 2 pretty big birthdays yesterday.
Do tell.
You got Eileen Lynch, which I appreciated.
Yeah, obviously.
Forgot Aaron Rodgers, and you forgot Britney Spears.
I didn't see Britney Spears.
It's Britney, bitch.
Britney wasn't in the prep service. Aaron Rodgers was, but he kind of rubs me the wrong way.
How old is Britney Spears about? Do we know?
She's my age-ish. I think she's
is
like
she late
37, 38.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was in 7th grade, and all the hormones are racing, I had a huge thing for Britney Spears.
Who didn't?
And my 7th grade teacher at the time, Ms. Hart,
She's 39.
asked the class, hey, any guys in here like Britney Spears? Like, as in, how she looks. And I raised my hand and looked around. No one else had their hand raised.
What?
And I literally screamed, you're all lying.
Did you not see the Toxic video?
Did not see any video with her.
Jeez, Louise.
Yeah, I would still.
She's got a lot
Take her to
of
Qdoba.
issues going on.
Oh, yeah. No,
I like
it's,
that. I would
it's tough,
still.
But,
Yeah.
all right.
What do you mean she has issues going on?
Her parents, her father
That's
is
in
her,
tomorrow's takes. That's in tomorrow's takes.
Her father's her
Is he
legal
really?
guardian that controls all of her finances, where she lives. She's basically on like a house arrest.
Yeah, and people
you're
have,
kidding me.
people have
Yeah.
commented on her Instagram post like, "Hey, you don't look well.
Yeah.
If you're worried about your future, wear like a pink top tomorrow." And
there's
the
a
next
free
day's video,
Britney thing.
There's a,
Wow.
in the next day's video, she'll be wearing a pink top.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Really?
And
Yeah,
she
it's weird.
talks like a 12-year-old. I think she's trapped in some kind of weird thing going on because she talks like,
Wow, that's-
"Hi, it's Britney."
that's
like
freaky.
She doesn't talk like an adult. It's strange.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's weird. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you marry Kevin Federline. We'll move on. Member of the 1980 Miracle on Ice team, defenseman Mike Ramsey. I'm going to tell you right now, it wasn't a great birthday day.
if you're leading off with Mike Ramsey, yeah,
The Birdman, former Philly
Chris
great
Anderson,
Mark Fidrich?
Paul Bird.
Paul Bird.
I did a report on Paul Bird in college, or Mark Fidrich, I mean, in college.
Did you?
Yeah. Events today. In 1950, the Cleveland Browns were the last team to win an NFL game with no passes. They beat who else? The Philadelphia Eagles.
that should be the Eagles' game plan this
Run
weekend.
the ball!
In 1974, the Philadelphia Phillies made a pretty good trade, sending Dale Unser and catcher John Stearns and a prospect to the Mets for Tug McGraw.
Yeah.
That worked out.
Mm-hmm.
In
Del
1997,
Unser then came back.
In 1997, the Warriors terminated the contract of Latrell Sprewell after he choked out PJ Carlesimo, but
Wow.
PJ probably deserved it.
Latrell was
Is that
such
frowned upon?
Yeah,
he
should
was
not have
such a
done that.
great player.
He was. He was
Like
tough.
he gets
He's-
forgotten about.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
a 1990s, like late 90s guy that was forgotten about, like an all-time kind of great.
Yeah, I mean for his career, he averaged 18.5, and he's just completely forgotten about because of that choking incident.
Yeah, I mean, look, when someone steals your taco on Taco Tuesday, you're going to react.
I could see PJ being annoying.
Oh, absolutely. Remember when he was supposed to be an assistant coach of the Sixers for about 7 minutes?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Best player he ever had at Seton Hall. Pop quiz, hot shot.
Terry DeHare.
Yes.
Really?
I'm a.
Wow, that's
That
pretty
was
good
the-
that we just threw that
Yeah,
out
that
and
was
agreed.
the-
well, hey, we know sports. In
Yeah.
2005, the Phillies signed closer Flash Gordon to a 3-year contract.
Yeah.
He's got a ring in the 2008 team. In 2009, the Phillies welcomed back Placido Polanco on a 3-year deal.
Biggest head I've ever seen.
Oh, the Temples. The
Yeah.
Temples.
One
jutted out.
of my fantasy baseball leagues is named Placido Polanco's hat size.
In 2014,
That's a dome.
the
man.
Sixers avoided tying the record for the worst start to a season in NBA history. They entered their 0-17 slump by beating the Timberwolves. It was a rough go.
What year was that?
2014.
Oh, okay.
It's a rough stretch.
I was there.
And now you're here. That's why you left. In 2018, the Phillies acquired Gene Segura. He'll be probably traded. That's all it takes.
It seems,
All right.
seems like Segura's all but gone.
Good job, Pat. I really like when you put stank on all the takes. I don't like when you rush it, but we are up against it.